Hey guys, so it's Kea again. I'm super excited for this video. I don't know why, but I'm just so excited. So this video that I'm doing is actually something that I never thought I would do on my YouTube, because I thought like my YouTube was gonna just be like fashion stuff. But then it was a highly requested video on an Instagram poll that I ran a couple of days ago. A lot of people were just asking me to do a Kea Talks video, so I had to figure out exactly what I wanted to talk about, which is so difficult actually. I went back and forth for so long, and me being so indecisive didn't really help, but I finally came up with something really cool and exciting. Well, for me, I hope you guys think it's cool and exciting. But I decided that I'm gonna do 19 lessons that I learned before turning 19. Yes! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. I don't know why. But okay guys, let's get right into this video. So the first lesson that I think I learned, and this lesson I learned because I read this book called The Secret. Well, my mom encouraged me. She forced me to read this book, but I'm so grateful that she did. Well, this is the first lesson that I learned is the law of attraction. Okay, so the law of attraction basically just states that your thoughts become things. So everything that you think about eventually becomes a reality, and that is so true. And I mean, we all know that everything that you think about, everything you set your mind to, really just happens. And I think it's so crazy, it's so cool, but it really does happen. And like, that's why it's so important for you to just always try to stay away from just thinking about the negative things or the worst that could happen, because then it could happen, you know what I mean? So that was the first lesson that I learned, or the first one that I could like think of. That was the first thing that came to mind when I was like, what did I learn before 19? And I'm 19 now, so you know, I'm sure you're like, duh. But like, yeah. Okay, and then the second lesson would be the only person you should compete with is the person in the mirror. And this for me is something that is so important, because I have always just been my own person. Like, I don't really look at other people and be like, oh, I wish I could be like that. Like, okay, sometimes it's just like, just sometimes you're like, but not all the time, you know. And I've also just been around people who just always made me like go back to that. Like, my high school experience was a movie. Like, so many people were just like competing, and it was just like, do you know, like, so throughout that period of my life, it became so important to me just to always go back home and just look at myself in the mirror and try to level up on myself, instead of looking at other people and being like, oh, she did that, so I'm gonna try and be better, or he did that, so I'm gonna try and be better, you know. So that's what is also really important to me. And the third lesson that I learned would be that every single day is an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. And also this is something that we overlook, and I won't lie, for the past 3 months this is something that I have overlooked. But like, thinking back, it's something that has helped me just remain true to myself, if you get what I mean. Because let's say you had a bad day, like let's say yesterday I had a bad day, I could wake up and still be feeling low because of what happened yesterday, or because I didn't perform to the best of my ability yesterday and stuff like that. But the minute you just decide that, you know what, today is a different day, and I'm gonna get myself up and make things shake, you know, and just reinvent yourself. Like, come up with your own narrative of who you want to be on that specific day. Like, every single day should just be a new opportunity for you to just be a better version of yourself and put your best foot forward in everything that you do, you know. This is probably like super cliche, and you're like, duh, yeah, like, we know, like, come on babes. But the fourth lesson would be that nobody is you, and that is your power. And I think this is so important, especially because social media has such a big impact and influence in our lives, that you look at people, and just because maybe they have like more followers and whatnot, you think, okay, I'm not that person, but at the end of the day, they are not you as well. Like, maybe it wasn't God's plan for your life to be this Instagram girl, you know what I mean? So yeah, it sounds like I'm really going off the thing of like nobody is you, but that's really it. Like, nobody is you, and so you need to just use who you are to just achieve everything that you want to achieve, and stop looking at other people like, I wish. Babes, you are bomb, you got it, okay? Like, you don't need all of that, you know? So just always remember that, like, who you are, your identity is what is your power, you know what I mean? I hope that, ooh, that English sentence, your identity is your power. Who you are as an individual is your power, and you should just use that to your advantage and stop looking at other people hoping and wishing that you could be like them or move the way that you do, I mean the way that they do, because guys, we're all on different journeys, like, you know? So just do your own thing, boo boo, do your own thing. That's me. Okay, yeah, concentrate. Lesson number 5. Nothing will work unless you do. Hey guys, this is so serious, because I just got into varsity now, and guys, if somebody had told me that the transition from high school to varsity is like, I would have really like, I would have made things shake like from the beginning, and a lot of things would have just like worked out for me, and you know. So really, nothing works unless you start working. So in everything that you put your mind to and you want to accomplish, it won't work with you just sitting back and hoping that, hey, you know, maybe I'll just get, you know, lucky. It doesn't work like that. You actually have to like grind and like put your head down when everybody's out in the streets doing the most. You really have to just like put your head down and decide that, hey, you know what, I'm finna get this money, secure the bag, you know, be cute at the same time, but you have to grind. And then number 6 is a bit here, it's a bit it's a bit in your feelings, but okay, let's do it. Number 6, and this is something I believe and I always tell my friends, allow yourself to feel every emotion in its entirety. And this is something that's so important, because I believe like we're almost expected to not show emotion, because like, I don't know, it makes you look weak or whatnot. But like, if something were to happen, let's say you find yourself in a situation and somebody maybe hurts you, or like you just become really upset, allow yourself to feel that emotion in its entirety, because there's nothing worse than just sort of overlooking or brushing something or an emotion to the side, and then it comes back and it bites you like a few months down the line, just because you didn't deal with it, you didn't feel that emotion in its entirety, you didn't allow yourself to be angry because you were angry, you didn't allow yourself to feel hurt, you didn't allow yourself to know, I don't know, man, just feel whatever it is that you need to feel in its entirety, you know, like coffee. So guys, this laugh needs to go. My laugh is so disgusting. Literally guys, my mom told me that if I keep laughing like this, I'll never get a husband, and I said it's fine, I don't want one either way. So yeah, anyway, lesson number 7. This is something, guys. Number 7, lesson number 7: never poke at your wholeness to fill somebody else's emptiness. Because I feel like we've all come across those people where you just feel like, you know, I just want to help this person because like they're going through the most, but then like guys, you start to feel like you're losing yourself just going out of your way trying to help somebody else, you know, and then you're kind of emptying yourself into this person just because you want to see them do so well, or you just want them to come up. Like, you don't try to change someone's like life if they're not trying to do it themselves, you know. So be selfish. It sounds really horrible, but like you need to protect your peace at the end of the day, like at all costs. And you have to be selfish because people are going through a lot of things, and by being selfish, you just protect yourself from all of that. You protect yourself from people projecting uncertainty, like just all these negative feelings onto you. The relationships we maintain, you sort of in a way start to take on whatever that person is going through. Even friendships, not even just romantic relationships, like friendships, you start to take on what your friends are going through. And sometimes you kind of just need to be selfish, because it's so tiring just being around someone who's just always telling you about everything that's going wrong. And like, no shade, but like, hey, we're also going through our own things, like, so come on, you know? So yeah, like, guys, just be selfish. Be a nice person, but selfish with your energy. And this video might sound cliche, but like, you guys know I'm spitting facts here. Like, you can't deny that. You can't deny that. Life lesson number 8 is very like random, but it's something that I think about. Okay, that your body loves you. That's a lesson. Like, you need to know that your body loves you. Like, there's a lot of things like that are happening inside of you that are making sure that you are still alive. Like, a lot of things are happening, so the least like that you could do is just be healthy and like try to maintain a healthy life. But like, what I'm saying is, I'm not like always healthy. Like, guys, McDonald's is my issue. McDonald's, yeah, so McDonald's is my issue. But like, what I'm saying is, just love your body, because like, it's working to make sure that you're grand and you're still like out in these streets, you're still popping, you know. So like, go to the gym, run around the block, like, be cute, like get that summer body. Hey, plus it's winter now in South Africa, so get that summer body. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, shop. Number 9, lesson number 9, your instincts will never lead you astray. So basically, your instincts are like always spot on. When you know something, you know. Do not overlook the red flags when it comes to romantic relationships. Do not overlook the red flags when it comes to your friendships and other relationships that you maintain in life. If you know that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all live YOLO, have fun, but like, you know, just be responsible, guys. Like, and trust your gut. When your gut tells you no, abort mission. Don't even think maybe If you don't take your bag and walk out, you play too much. Number 10 is something that I relate to, and like, you know, don't be afraid to be different or an outcast. This has been me my whole life. That's because I feel like most of my life I just didn't feel like the other kids. Like, I wasn't necessarily interested in what everybody was doing, which, like, I wasn't interested in the hype. So a lot of people thought, like, this girl thinks she's it. This girl is way too full of herself. Just because I wasn't mixing and doing what normal teenagers are doing, I wasn't necessarily interested in that. And then, yeah, so, but it never really made me feel bad. I was always just like, this is me, these are the choices that I make for myself, and if you can't deal with that, you can sit in the corner, because that's where you belong. You know, if you are not doing what everybody else is doing, don't try to fit in. Don't try to, I don't know, be accepted. Being socially accepted really means nothing. Just do what you want to do, and the people who support you and are about you will easily just gravitate towards you. You don't have to do the most to be liked. Oh, that's my next one. Yo, like, it's flowing, Keeks, it's flowing. Okay, number 11, you don't need to be liked by everybody, because people barely like themselves. People barely like themselves. So what would you be doing, like, being worried about how someone or Mang feels about you, if that Mang really doesn't even like themselves, you know? And what I also wrote here was that people's problems with you are always an extension of the problems that they have with themselves. If somebody thinks that you're too confident, they lack confidence. If somebody thinks that you're just too out there and you think you're great, they don't think they're great. You know what I mean? So, and they just want to be like you. Like, and it's just like, babes, you can hang with, actually, they can't hang with me. But when I tell you, being unapologetic about who you are is going to get you so far in life, and you'll always just have peace. Like, you'll always have peace, because the minute you're worrying about people, guys, it's the most annoying thing and the most annoying feeling. And at a very young age, I just told myself, this is not gonna be me. Like, I'm not taking part, I'm not participating, sorry, no. Lesson number 12, guys, we're getting there. Lesson number 12: never compromise your worth. Know that being your true self is enough, you know. So never compromise your worth, because there's this quote that I actually live by. It's like, there's always meant to be someone out there who doesn't see your worth, but don't ever let it be you. Don't give people power over you. You have power over you, okay? Don't ever compromise your worth. Don't forget your worth. You are so damn worthy, honey. Number 13, I wrote that experience isn't necessarily the best teacher, observation is. To be quite honest, in my life, I don't think I've really learned a lot from experiencing things, but more so I've learned a lot from just observing situations and observing the way people, like the situations that people find themselves in, and then just deciding at that point that, listen, I never want that for myself, and then acting accordingly by making the right decisions, you know. So literally, experience isn't necessarily the best teacher, observation is. So always be here. You must be here the whole time. Don't ever, you know, because the minute you do that, babes, and you overlook things. So just for 14, I wrote that conflicts that you find yourself in, or you know, are never personal. Conflicts are like disconnections that are supposed to happen. So if you find yourself in conflict with someone, don't ever feel like it's a personal thing. It was supposed to happen for you to realize something, you know. Because you know, when you like get into an argument or something with someone, you always come out with something. Either you feel differently about them, or you have a newfound respect for them because of the way they handle themselves in that situation. Guys, when I tell you that Ebony Davis is my girl, like, that's my sis, like, she's my sis, like, we are like this. She just doesn't know it, but like, so she wrote, this is number 15, lesson number 15: when you abandon what you know, you suffer consequences that are unnecessary. Let that sink in. When you abandon what you know, you suffer consequences that are unnecessary. Wow, guys, that right there is something that you should live by. Lesson number 16: the greatest, this is also by Ebony Davis, the greatest form of activism is to be a living example of the type of people you'd like to walk this earth with. So when I break that down, basically, who, like, the kind of person you are should be like a direct representation or reflection of the kind of people that you would want to be around. So I mean, if you are sour all the time, like, don't be fueled by praise or defeated by criticism, because neither of them define you. This is another thing that I live by. DGG. Don't get gassed. Do not get gassed. Okay, cool, it's nice when people like give you compliments. They're like, babe, you're doing amazing, sweetie. And also, don't be defeated by criticism. Like, also, it goes back to what people say about you shouldn't matter. Lesson number 18: toxic relationships stunt your growth. So don't ever settle in toxic relationships. And that is not only referring to like romantic relationships, but like also just friendships and all these other things. The minute you feel like, hey, this is just not, it's not for me, it's not helping me grow, I feel, you know, because you can really lose focus when you're just focused on a wrong relationship with a friend. Like, I've had, I don't even want to bring this up, maybe I should. I had this one friend, guys, oh, when I tell you, my girl put me through the most. And it was only because it was a toxic relationship. We tried to make things work, it never did. Okay, Like the gods were like, no. So don't stay in those relationships. Don't settle. That's the worst thing, guys. Dust settles. I don't. Okay, so literally, guys, don't settle in toxic relationships, because you won't grow from them. Only invest in relationships where you're learning something and the other person is also investing, because there's so many people who are invested but they are not investing. Hey, Kea. Listen, so many people are invested but they are not investing, and it's like, I hope that makes sense. Like, you're too invested, man, Barry. You are not doing the things as well. So what must happen? And finally, guys, lesson number 19. This is something that I wrote last because it just represents all it is, baby. Lesson number 19. Do not be afraid of the solitude and isolation that comes with raising your standards. This is also a quote from Ebony Davis, and that really, like, it touched me, because I'm all about solitude and all of that, and just being self-sufficient, everything that I am must come from like myself, you know. I'm all about being self-sufficient, self-aware, I'm all about that self-sufficiency, self-awareness, self-love, everything self, you know. So, and with that, you get to the point where you sort of isolate yourself, just because you know that everything that you can and you want to get will always come from here, from you. And but a lot of people don't do that because they are afraid to be alone. Isolation comes when you just start to raise your standards and you start to move differently, because once you start moving differently, people who have a problem with that will just reveal themselves and, you know, move away from that. And then it seems, and people who are willing to accommodate you and the path that you've chosen for your life will gravitate towards you and stay there with you. But guys, just do you, because raising your standards just changes your whole life. And I mean, raising your standards in all aspects of your life will change your whole entire life. So don't be afraid to do that. So yeah, guys, this is the end of my video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the Kea talks. It's something that's so different. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and maybe want me to do more of these. Let me know in the comments, and I definitely will, because it's something that I enjoy doing and I didn't think I would. And yeah, guys, I'm super excited for this YouTube journey. It's going great so far. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, invite your friends to like, comment, and subscribe so that we can all be friends and know So yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys soon.